In today's video, I'm going to explain what I think is the most harmful effect of porn addiction. I used to be really addicted to pornography. In fact, I made the video explaining how porn almost ruined my life. It's 2 months ago I made that video. Check it out if you want more information, because when I was a teenager all the way up until my early 20s, I was really addicted to pornography. And to summarize that video, there's 4 main points. The first one is that I found myself preferring to be jerking off with a computer in a computer screen instead of actually meeting women or engaging in physical intimacy or relationships with women. And the second thing was that when I was actually with women that I liked and wanted to be intimate with in the bedroom, I couldn't get hard during the times that I needed to get hard. So it was very distressing. It made me really depressed. And the third thing is that I noticed that as I watched more and more pornography, I was wanting to search and consume more material that I'm actually very embarrassed to be searching for. So I have 2 younger sisters, I have a mom, and eventually I'll be a dad. That's not the kind of man, brother, son, uncle that I want to be. So it's a very slippery slope. And the fourth thing was that it made me develop really negative self-body images. And yeah, if you want more information, check out that video. But basically in this video, I'm going to explain what I think is the most harmful effect of porn addiction. But before we get into the video, I'm going to explain why I think in particular young men are very susceptible to porn addiction. So compared to women, men get turned on a lot based on visual stimulus. So for women do care about looks, but for men, we really care about looks. So when it comes to internet pornography, which we can view from our cell phone or from our laptop, it's so appealing to us. So that's why in general, men are much more likely to be addicted to pornography than women. Although, of course, there are also women who are addicted to visual pornography. Young men in particular are very susceptible to getting addicted to porn addiction because we started consuming porn. People my age, in their 20s or younger, we started being exposed to high-speed internet porn that's free and accessible 24/7 before we hit our teenage years. Right before we even hit puberty, we had access to something where we could see 100 really beautiful women without clothes in a matter of 1 or 2 hours, whereas our ancestors back in the days, they wouldn't have seen this much beautiful women in their lifetimes. So it kind of hijacks our brain. For example, if a child only eats candy, when he's hungry, he's not going to want to eat vegetables, right? So that's kind of what happens with young men being addicted to pornography. They get addicted so much more easily compared to older men, where older men in general, they have had to develop certain thought and action patterns to act or to respond to their sexual need and sexual desire. So they're more likely to be comfortable with being alone and lonely in certain nights instead of just being able to turn on the laptop and jerk off because they can get so much stimulus. So that's why young men in particular are a lot more addicted to pornography than older men. So let's get right into it. The most harmful effect of porn addiction is that you lose self-respect. This is the biggest sin of porn addiction because I believe that life is basically a game and there's a winner in all of us and there's a loser in all of us inside us. And usually when it comes to certain thoughts, actions, and patterns throughout the day, we know what it is the winner wants us to do and we know what the loser is telling us to do. So whenever you're making excuses, whenever you're doing something that you know will not serve you in the long run, it will not serve your health or happiness, or it will not make you closer to becoming the person who you want to be, who you would be proud to be, that's you listening to the loser inside you. Whereas if you listen to, the winner inside you, that's what's causing you to upgrade and be a better person, to gain more self-respect. And then when you gain more self-respect, you get to love yourself more. And when you love yourself more, everything and everyone around you would respond to that. The people that you want to meet would gravitate towards you. So self-respect, self-love, they're all very related, and it's very much in line with manifesting the kind of life you want to live. This is not just esoterical, spiritual, hype and fluff talk. This is all very real. So what happens when someone is addicted to pornography is that deep down, if you want to have sex, why aren't you having sex? Why are you watching pornography and jerking off in closed doors? Because subconsciously you're telling yourself that you want a shortcut. There's so many possible explanations subconsciously what's going on. You're telling yourself that you don't want to invest the time or the energy or the skills to be able to network and develop relationships with women and build intimacy, build connection with them, build friendships and a relationship. You're telling yourself excuses that, oh, because women just waste my time, women just want money. You start telling yourself a lot of excuses and stories that are just not true. They're illusions. And the fact that you're jerking off means that you want to release that sexual energy, but doing that through pornography is the worst way to do it. If you're feeling lonely, you should learn how to deal with that loneliness. And if you want to deal with that loneliness by finding people to spend time with at night, then you should be doing that. You should be building the skills, spending the time, practicing, talking to people, instead of taking the easy way out. Because that's what happens when you watch porn. You're taking the very easy way out, and this translates to so much in life. And not just, it's not just an isolated activity. Because you're taking such an easy way out, you're basically losing respect for yourself when it comes time to do the hard things. When it comes time to do the things like working out or exercising, things that you may not feel so good doing initially, but ultimately in the long run it would serve and build to your health and happiness. But because you're succumbing to that loser voice inside you, you're losing respect for yourself, you're making it now harder for you to be the hero in your story. So that's why I believe that the main problem with watching pornography and being addicted to it, and by the way, if you're a casual user of porn and you're not addicted to it, then this video is probably not for you. But if you're addicted to it, you're addicted to it. You can fool everyone else, but you cannot fool yourself. So, being addicted to pornography, you lose self-respect. And the problem with that is it's the opposite of self-empowerment. You start becoming the passenger in your life. You start accepting that, when things are not the way they are, you just accept it. You start shying away from discomfort. And you start feeling that life is just happening and, you just take whatever scraps you can get instead of building the skills, building the emotional, mental strength and toughness and fortitude to manifest the life that you want to live, to build the circumstances that would, make you happy in the long run. So ultimately, this is why I'm really against people feeding their addiction to pornography. If I have a nephew, if I have a younger brother, this is the kind of stuff that I would be telling him. So if you know anyone who may be suffering from porn addiction, and the truth is a lot of young men are addicted to porn, share this video and like, comment, and share or subscribe, because it would really help more people encounter this message. I'm not saying things that I read somewhere in an article and I'm just parroting it. Everything that I try to put out here is raw and it's through my own experience. So if it has helped me, I just wanted to help other people as well. I'm trying to be concise as well, but sometimes it's not so concise, so I apologize for that. But ultimately, I wish that my content is helpful. So if you do, you know how to support this video, and I want to thank you for watching.